Looking for motivation for dieting? Do you need motivation to help you to stick with your way of eating so that you can reach your weight loss goals and maintain it for the rest of your life? That's what we're going to talk about today in this video. But first, I am Angela and I'm a certified health coach. I have over 20 years experience as a registered nurse, and now I specialize in helping my clients to conquer their food cravings so that they can reach their health and fitness and their weight loss goals. Now I'm going to start by giving you a few simple tips that will help you to successfully lose weight without being too restrictive, and then we're going to uncover your motivation. We all know how hard it is to stick with a diet. That's why most people, over 90%, end up gaining their weight back. So first, let's start by making sure that you're doing it right, because you can certainly do it wrong, like over 90% of people. And that is by being too restrictive. If you're forcing yourself to eat in a way that you won't be happy eating for the rest of your life, then you won't be able to maintain the weight loss. So then what's the point? You don't just want to lose the weight only to gain it back. The best part about not being too restrictive is that you don't need as much motivation to keep it up. Because it's easier to do, even when you really don't feel like it, you can maintain it. Start with really small changes in the beginning, changes that you are confident that you can do. Maybe eating bigger servings of vegetables, whatever vegetables you're already eating, just giving yourself more. You'll feel more satisfied by the fiber and the bulk of the vegetables, and then you'll naturally begin to start eating less of the heavier, more calorie-dense foods. Another very simple technique is just to stop eating so fast. Slow down your meals, and your brain will get the signal that you're satisfied at earlier on in the meal. You'll also want to start noticing when you naturally stop eating. So I used to always eat until I was actually feeling a little uncomfortable. Well, that's beyond being satisfied. That's getting to be too full, overly full, and that wasn't healthy. So I started to back off of that, but not real fast. So from one day to the next, I was just eating until I was barely not hungry anymore. It took some steps in between being uncomfortable and being just satisfied. So be gentle with yourself, really noticing your hunger and fullness signals, and just kind of play with it and see how long you can be satisfied between meals by stopping the meal a little bit earlier than what you normally, naturally have been doing. All right, so now let's get to the motivation. Now we've lowered the bar a little bit because we don't need as much motivation to take these simple steps. So it's going to be a lot easier for you on those days when it's hard to arouse that motivation. So why are you losing weight or on this diet? What is the goal? Why do you have that goal? And then I really want you to think about, what will your life be like when you've achieved it? What's going to be different? How will you, reaching your health goal, motivate and inspire the people around you? Sometimes thinking about how our lives have a ripple effect can be the most motivating factor. Now, this is a great motivation for me, and I hope it will be for you as well. It's in 1 Corinthians chapter 6, and Paul said, "Do you not know that your bodies are temples of the Holy Spirit who is in you, whom you have received from God? You are not your own. You were bought at a price. Therefore, honor God with your bodies." Our bodies were bought at the precious price of Jesus' blood. And when we honor our bodies, by taking care of our health, we are honoring our Creator. We're honoring the sacrifice that Jesus made. So whenever you think about, if our body is not our own, if our body is from God, then we need to take care of it like we would take care of anything that was being kind of loaned or that's been given to you as a precious gift. How you wouldn't kind of trash it. You wouldn't, just like if it was a car, just like throw junk on the floorboard and never wash it. And, you would probably keep it clean and you would wax it and you would really take care of the maintenance of it, making sure that you had the oil changed and the tires rotated, because it's not yours and you want to return it in at least as good a condition as you received it, especially when it was given to you by someone who was so generous and loving. So if you would care that much more for a thing that some person loaned you, how much more would you care for your own body, where you get to actually experience the results of taking such good care and good maintenance of your body, as well as honoring and respecting the giver. All right, so there you have some motivation to stick with dieting and some tips to help you to decrease how difficult dieting is so you don't need as much motivation. Now, if this has been helpful for you, click the subscribe button. Make sure you also click the bell so that you get notified every Friday when